All right. Just in time for the race. We just went live, just in time for the session to switch over and be ready for us to register. So, hell yeah, let's fucking do this. We got this. It's SK modified tonight. It's the final race of the SK Sportsman season in BRL. A few weeks ago, we ran the final race. 2 weeks ago, or yeah, well, no, a few weeks ago because it was like there was a holiday in between and stuff. But a few weeks ago, we ran the last race of the Sportsman Street Stock series. Then last week we ran the last race of the Sportsman Legend series. And this week we are running the last race of the season for the Sportsman SK series. As far as I know, this is going to be the last night of BRL for this year. As far as league racing, tonight this is the final week of all of the seasons. As far as I know, because next weekend is the weekend of Christmas, and then the following weekend is the weekend of New Year's. So the league will be not running next week or the week after, and then when we come back, we start a. Sorry, just trying to get these tightened a little bit more evenly. There we go. But yeah. So, last night was our final street stock race. Tonight is our final SK Sportsman race, and also our last race of the year, most likely in BRL. So, yeah, as far as I know, next week we are not going to have anything scheduled on the weekend. We may have a slow week this week as far as league racing goes. I'm not sure what all kind of league race we're doing throughout the week. Here on the stream, I might be doing something different. If I get some extra time throughout the week, I might be maybe I don't know, maybe painting some skins on stream. Maybe playing another game on stream. I've really been loving testing Once Human. Once Human has been a lot of fun. I've had a blast testing that. I might create a new character and go through a game, go through like a game save, you know, or whatever, a new character just on stream. But right now we got to get into the modified race and start getting some practice because I haven't practiced at all for this race tonight. I'm sorry about the sound there. I forgot to turn the volume in the game down. Oh. Good.
The leader has just done 16.38.
Discord sound over real quick. That way I can hear Discord through the VR headset instead of the gaming headset that I just took off. There we go. Alright. Everything else is good. Sound level should be good. We also got to tell our crew chief to shut the hell up.
Alright, Brian, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Jim, shut up.
We don't have enough data for that.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah. Specifically for this reasoning, I love AI and voice recognition. Because this shit's incredibly fun to play with.
Pit lane speed limit is 35 miles per hour. Watch your mirrors, there's a car approaching.
From what I remember, these cars are pretty hammered down here. Like, you do lift a little bit, but not a lot. Bless you. I'm pushing a little too hard, too early coming out of the corners there. I gotta wait a little bit longer on the throttle there. That's better. Don't do that. Keep me updated, Jim.
Okay, we'll keep you posted. 10th position. That puts you 0.21 off the pace. P8, got a car high, you're now 0.14 off the leader's pace. Your lap time was at 16.49. Hold your line. Okay, Brian, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up. Still there. You're clear outside. You're currently 0.27 off the pace. That was a 16.57. Your lap time was 16.57. P8, you're now 0.91 off the leader's pace. You've just done a 17.26. Okay, Brian, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors. Don't cross the white line. Car down low. Clear low. Car outside. Clear high. Heads up, there's a car rejoining. There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors.
That was a little not needed in practice.
There's a car exiting the pits.
You guys didn't hear that, right? That little beep.
P9, 0.9. You're currently 0.15 off the pace. That lap time was 16.50. That puts you 0.25 off the pace. You've just done a 16.60. Got a car outside. Clear high. You're currently 0.24 off the pace. That lap was a 16.65 P9. Car low, clear low. That puts you 0.21 off the pace. That lap was a 16.56. You're now 0.27 off the leader's pace. You're currently 0.23 off the pace. That lap was a 16.58. You're now 0.28 off the pace. That lap time was 16.63. Car inside. Hold your line. He's still there. Still there. He's still there. That puts you 0.57 off the leader's pace. You've just done a inside to clear.
Sorry if I rubbed you, Tom.
16.88.
I didn't expect to get a run like that on the high side.
Your last lap time was at 16.70. That puts you 0.37 off the pace. Inside. All right, Brian. Clear inside. You're now 0.35 off the leader's pace. That last lap was a 16.70. You're currently 0.39 off the pace. Your car low. Your lap time was 16.89. He's still there. Still there. Clear inside. You're now 0.66 off the pace. Car low. Clear inside. You've just done a 16.79.
It looked like you got that apron a little bit.
That puts you 0.46 off the leader's pace. Your last lap time was at 16.81. That lap was at 16.78. Your lap time was at 16.80. Got a car low. Hold your line. Still there. Still there.
Now, right
Still
now, I'm
there.
not running for fast lap times. I'm trying to run to see
Still there.
what I can do,
Still there.
like over a longer run on the tires.
Still there. Clear low. 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes. You're currently 0.64 off the pace. You've just done a 17.00.
With 2 minutes to go, I want to see if I can go out and
That
run a
was
fast
at
lap time real quick.
16.85. There's a car behind. Stay inside the line. Black flag. We'll need to come into the pits to serve the penalty.
I'm not going to be able to get a time in like that.
There's a car approaching. Stay behind the line. You're now 0.17 off the leader's pace. That puts you 0.32 off the pace. That lap
Oh,
was
clip
at
that.
16.68. Checker flags out, E9. That's the end of the session, E9.
God damn. Whew. Okay, this is the final race of the Sportsman SK Modified Series schedule. This is our last race at BRL. This is our last race at BRL for probably this year because we have the next 2 weeks off due to the holidays. So, yeah. With this being the final race of the Sportsman Series, as you guys know that may have been watching this throughout the whole season, BRL runs for their Sportsman Series. They run 4-lap qualifying. It is a 4-lap average, and you cannot have any incidents at all during those 4 laps. So we have to run a completely clean 4 laps, and then it'll give us an average. If we mess up even one of our laps and get any kind of incidents, whether it's touching anything or losing control or anything, then our lap time is zeroed out. There's an invert going into the heats. So the order from qualifying will be inverted going into the heats. And then anybody that did get sent to the front of the heats because they didn't run a time in qualifying, they will get end of the longest line penalties, and then the heats determine the starting order for the future. So qualifying, let's go.
You're all clear.
You
Stay
can't spin
behind
the tires in
line.
these.
Okay, Brian, we've got 3 minutes to get the job done.
Or at least I can't. Here we go. There we go, white flag. Last lap, gotta make it a good one. Currently good enough for second place. Hell yeah. Sorry, I was super quiet there. I was extremely focused. I was really trying. I really love this track, and I also love the modifieds.
Box in 5.
I grew up around modifieds.
4,
I grew up around late models.
3. 2.
Okay, my pit stall's way up here.
1.
I thought he was counting pit stalls.
Box now.
I forget, he's counting down seconds, not pit stalls. Yeah, I love these cars, and I always love this track. I grew up in the Northeast, around modifieds and late models. We don't have the late models in the game. We don't have the late models in the sim that I grew up around, but we do have modifieds. And even though 5 Flags is down in the Southeast, I love this track. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks. But yeah, I love these late apex corners. These late apex corners feel just, they feel so right to me. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Last race of the season, like I said, for the BRL Bootleg Racing League Sportsman Series, and we're gonna try to have a good night. After this Sportsman Series race, the invitation, the late model invitational series for BRL will be coming up next. I will not be in that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna run another race afterwards, after this, but depending on who all is watching and what all is going on. I know we were talking to Dave last night briefly before I ended my stream about how I wanted to run more races with him. So if he's around maybe later on after this race, we'll run a race. It might be super late for him though.
That's the end of the session. P5.
So if he's online, we might try to see what he's running. But yeah. Or I'll probably just have to catch him earlier in the day one of these days. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are in the first heat race, so let's go ahead and get on the grid. And it's fucking race time. Let's go.
10 minutes. The track temp is 110. The air temp is 84 Fahrenheit.
Did you say the track temp's 110? Because it's like 80 something outside and sunny.
Follow the pace car in the outside column.
Alright, we're rolling. All lined up and ready to go. Looks like everybody took time because nobody had to fall to the back. All right, 1 to go. Pace car's gonna pull off as we get down into turns 3 and 4. Heat race time. Let's see what we can do. Starting in 7th place. Let's fucking go. We can do this. It's race time. Let's fucking go.
Okay,
Pace car's
Brian,
off.
are you ready? Go. Outside. Hold your line. Still there. Clear high.
Sorry about tapping your bumper there, Chris. I tried to check up. Thought I just heard something like dragging or something. I heard like a scraping sound or something. It might have just been me down at the bottom of the track or whatever, a little bit too close to the grass. You hear that? Huh. Hope I don't have any damage. I saw the I saw Chris in that Pennzoil car in front of me. He checked up. I tried to check up. I got his bumper a little bit, but when I checked up, I got hit a little bit harder from behind. So I'm assuming that they stacked up behind us. It was just one of those accordion situations. Donnie's got a Donnie up here in front of us. I like the orange on that car, the gray and the orange, but you look right there on the back, that says New Hampshire SPCA. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's try again. Let's fucking go.
Car high. Clear outside. Car outside. P7. Still there. He's still there. He's still there. Hold your line. He's still there. Still there. P6. Hold your line. Still there. He's still there. Still there. He's still there. Clear high. Car high. P5. Clear outside. right car high. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right car outside. Hold your line. Clear outside. Car high. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. P4. Still there. Clear inside. You're in the middle. Be low. Clear all round. Car inside. Clear inside. Car low. He's still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. He's still there. P5. Hold your line. Still there. He's still there. He's still there. Hold your line. P6. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. He's still there. Inside's clear. White flag, one more to go.
I was trying to hold off JR. But I just couldn't, I just couldn't, unfortunately.
6th place. There we go, it's over. Bring it back round.
I was driving as hard as I could, though. I definitely did feel like I just got bumped a little bit there.
10 minutes.
Uh-oh. I think I know
Follow
why.
the pace car in the outside lane.
Is it muted over here? Is there something that's red? Shit. Are you able to help me with that? Shouldn't have came up like that. The spotter said 3 wide. Yeah.
Get ready.
Alright, cool.
Go, go, go. You've got 1 gallon left.
Oh, they're still on lap 1. Sweet. We didn't even miss any of the race. Oh! Holy shit, they got like 4 wide there after that. Wow! Damn.
That's a new fastest lap for Pearson, 16.44. Fastest lap for Pearson, 16.40. New fastest lap for Pearson, 16.36.
There we go. You guys should still be able to hear me. I just wanted it up a little bit louder so it sounded more accurate compared to the spotter. They're almost done. Oh no! I just saw that in the back. That was wild. That car got loose and they overcorrected and they just went straight into the outside wall. I thought for sure we were going to get a caution there. This is so cool watching it like this. I know I say it all the time, but I really need to set up track cameras like this. Like either like spotter cameras or whatever, or just something like at the top of the grandstands so I can manually like look around. Because I would have loved to be able to actually watch that and get a good clip of that dude hitting the outside wall, but I just can't get like clips like that. Very easily.
Nice job, Bruce.
Checkered flag, P11.
All right, here we
Bruce,
go. Warm
currently
up
you're
time.
2 for 2 in this car.
Don't jinx me, Joe.
Joe, I saw one of your paint jobs on Trading Paints the other day.
If it exits clear.
Yeah, what one?
I'm trying to remember which one it was because I'm running some of the big tracks in that thing with Bruce and them, and I was hoping to find one you had painted so I could use it. I don't think it was a short track car.
Well, I haven't done too many of the NASCAR
Car outside.
cars. I think I've done like
Clear
1
high.
or 2 Xfinity and a couple of trucks.
Maybe I ought to check his fitting because I'd like to have a good paint job in it.
I made a really awesome Red Bull Toyota for the Xfinity car.
The car in front's lap time is a 16.51. That's the new fastest lap for Monday, 16.23. P5. That puts you 0.18 off the leader's pace. You've just done a 16.41. Fastest lap for Wilson, 16.20. The guy behind has just done a 16.47. 8th place. That's your best lap in this session. You're currently 0.09 off the pace. That lap time was 16.29. New fastest lap for Wilson, 16.10. The car in front has just done a 16.32. 7th
over
position.
300.
Good lap, that's your
So I
best in
thought
the
about
session.
doing some
You're
officials
now
just to see if I can find
0.10
any.
off the pace. The car ahead has just done a 16.20. Fastest lap for Shepherd, 16.07. P11, you're now 0.36 off the pace. That was a 16.42.
Shut up, Jim.
Okay, I'll keep quiet.
Thank you.
Car inside. Clear low.
Yep, I could not save that.
Almost slid into you, John.
I would forgive you.
There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors.
Sure you would in practice.
Well, yeah. And if not, I'd get you back.
I know.
Yeah, especially right here going where it's all lit up by the sun. Yeah, it's getting all hot and shiny. Ooh, that is really loose. Gotta be careful clipping that apron like that.
Car outside. Still there. Still
I was
there.
looking forward to racing back to the line with you, go.
Car high.
Good luck, y'all. Thanks, Lowell, for putting us
Still
on.
there. Still there.
Good luck, everybody. Have some fun.
He's still there. Hold your line. You're clear outside.
Good luck, everybody.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's fucking go time. Let's fucking go. We can do this. I'm so hyped up and ready. I get like fucking super fucking like pumped whenever I'm waiting. Like, dude, I'm super impatient. I want to get off. I want to roll off the grid right now and let's get fucking racing.
Wish that frog would quit looking at me like that. It makes me nervous.
Looks awfully suspicious.
I'm going to say that may or may not have been the intention.
Yeah. You'll know it when I've had enough. I'll go around you.
I'm
All right.
watching you back there.
Final lap under caution, or final pace lap here. We're about to go green. Initial start of the race.
Alright.
Last Sportsman race of the year. Pace car's pulling
Let's go.
off, and we are racing for the final time of the year.
Outside. Clear high. Car outside. Still there.
We're careful
Still
down there
there.
in turns 1 and 2.
Hold your line. Still there.
Wanted to be careful as the
Clear
field
high.
bottlenecked a little bit down there in turns 1 and 2. These fast guys up here are just barely clipping that apron
Inside.
in the center of the corner.
Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Hold your line. He's still there. Clear inside.
I don't want to be side by side on the outside for too long early in the race. Every time I do that, I end up burning up my tires.
Car outside. Clear high. Carlo. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. He's still there. Still there. He's still there. Still there. Clear inside.
Currently sitting in 10th place right now. When we get side by side like that, we lose speed on the guys in front of us. We do not want to stay side by side for long. When we get side by side with somebody, we want to hurry up and get past them.
Got a car outside. He's still there. Got a car high. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Clear outside. Okay, Brian, there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up.
Car exiting the pits. Oh. We're halfway. Car's feeling pretty decent. Somebody took out that cone at the end of pit road there. Buddy. Car felt like a rocket ship in 1 and 2 when I did that. Get down there right close to that wall and use that apron to turn the car. That was a little too much there. lifted a little too much there. What's weird is like you can lift a little bit, but you can't lift too much. And there's a fine line. Last season in official races, not these league races, but last season in official races, these cars were loose enough around here to where like the first 4 or 5 laps or so you could just run full throttle.
Car high. Clear high. Watch your speed limit in the pits. Pit lane speed limit is 35 miles per hour.
I don't know how you guys felt about that, but that was some good racing back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of fun.
Well, there goes our race pretty much because we're a lap down now.
Yep. That was good stuff.
Hey, Ed, was that you at the beginning that hit me in the back when I had to check up?
Yeah, I think so.
I apologize for that. I put my car in a bad situation, had to slam the brakes like that.
Yeah,
that's
to make
bad.
it so that way we have as little ad breaks as possible on the on the Twitch stream, since I have monetization there, but not on YouTube. We're gonna try to do ads there for you guys, so you guys get as much green flag racing as possible for the rest of this race. Take us to
I'm
commercials.
just glad you didn't hit me hard enough to damage your car.
I've been trying to pass Steve for the past 5 laps and just can't get it done.
Did we have an ad break available?
Ed, you and John must have made a heck of a save up top earlier.
Yeah, I chewed a chunk out of the wall, but I'm still driving it.
I'm in 16th now. Got a little bit of damage. We're gonna have to work our way back up through the field as fast as we can, because we're gonna be going green with like 11 laps to go. So no fuck ups on this start. I'm sorry, John, I tried to hit the brakes.
Yeah, me too, I tried.
That's weird, isn't it, Don?
Yeah.
Something happened up front, guys. That was a big pile up.
Yeah, we started to go, and then all of a sudden we had to stop.
That's
Yeah, I've never seen iRacing do that before. What's that? I was the leader, but it gave it to Todd when the caution came out, and he was nowhere near me.
Yeah,
and it just sent a Belky around me, and he was way behind.
Yeah. Put Jason around me, or me around Jason.
You guys want to just line up how it was, and we'll go from there. If there's blacks, they can get cleared.
Nah. It's however we cross the start-finish line. Since we don't count caution laps, that's where it goes back to.
Jason.
I was ahead of him, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
JR, iRacing screws somebody every week.
No, I know. I think it's funny. I was just saying.
There's a split second where I almost jumped you, and then I saw you didn't go.
Maybe that was it. That could have been it.
But that doesn't explain behind us either. I mean,
No,
unless it must have like taken the scoring right when it said green flag, because I lifted and then let you, you know.
Yeah, we were probably in between scoring loops or something. Maybe it doesn't count the first time across the start finish. I don't know.
All I know is I saw the green flag and JR didn't take off, and the rest of us did, and it's caused all this wreckage.
Well, we should be single file on the restart now, right?
I don't know.
No, I think we're still gonna be double.
One more lap would have been
Yeah, it's not 10 to go yet.
12th position now.
I see 10 to go. Lap 40.
Yeah, but it's 11 to go since we're on lap 4.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, we're completing.
That's right.
We completed lap.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm a finance guy. I should be good at that, right?
Well, no, this is different math than that math, Chris. This is race car math. You're used to finance math, you know?
Yeah, race car math's more important to her.
Yeah,
That's
we're not
true.
going to embezzle laps here, Chris.
It was round up.
Not storing these laps in an offshore account, you know?
Why is my spotter not saying anything? Or my crew chief? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Keep me updated.
Understood. I'll keep you informed.
You better. We're in the last 11 laps of the final race of the year for us
Inside.
in Bootleg Racing League.
He's still there. Still there. Clear low. Car high. Still there. Hold your line. He's still there. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. He's still there. Still there. Watch your speed. We're going 3 wide. You're on the inside. He's still there. Clear outside. P12.
Be careful, guys, on wreck down here on the bottom if there's no caution. I'm off the track.
Car inside. Clear low. Got a car low. Inside's clear. The gap to Albert ahead is increasing. It's now 1.15. P12. Outside. White flag, last lap. Clear high.
I broke, guys. I broke.
Did JR hit the wall?
P12. Okay, we're done.
Yep, thanks. Hey, good racing, Todd. Good season, man. Go.
Man, I was really trying for 10th place there.
Yeah, congrats.
Good win.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I was driving as hard as I could for 10th place there, and
Good one, JR.
man, that was a lot of blocking.
Chris, I'm sorry about that.
I
JR
don't feel like I
lagged,
deserved
hit the
that.
wall in front
Look out
of
for the
me.
pit speed
I
line.
hit him, but he didn't actually hit the wall or stops. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just glad we didn't all like
Well,
die.
Box
we're
in.
all panicked.
5. 4. 3.
I thought it was real. I
2.
thought he really smacked him up.
1.
I was hoping he did, and all of a sudden when
Box
I
now.
hit him,
I touched the wall on the back stretch.
Oh, you should have seen.
Oh, you should have
seen
seen
it
it.
in the
on my
knocked it
screen,
down.
you stopped.
Yeah, the car was stopped.
Alright, I'll go reset the stuff. Sorry.
I mean, you were good like the entire race, and then all of a sudden, the last lap, it just blinked you real quick. It wasn't like an ongoing thing.
It's probably because I touched the wall. I don't know.
No, it's blinking like right now. You're not.
Yeah, you blinked out off the corner, and then you blinked back
When you blink in.
So
Yeah, when you blink
came
in,
back
there's smoke everywhere.
You were stuck in the wall, and I just ran.
Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I got clear of that yellow car
It's
there.
funny, Austin is on the replay. He's like 5 car lengths ahead.
Still clear, still clear,
Oh, I know.
still clear.
I just
Get a run off the
allowed it
corner.
back in live.
Pull up beside Joe here. I'm running down low. Joe's giving us plenty of room. That's nice.
Like, he
It's always
disappeared, and
nice
all of a
racing with
sudden I was
Joe.
in
I
his
feel like I was
car.
getting plenty of room there.
Good job, JR.
Thank you.
Yeah, good one.
Still side by side racing here. We got like 7 laps to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like
Good luck on the next race, guys, and I'll catch you next year, next season.
Have a good, happy holiday.
Have a good one.
I have no clue how I even ended up being in this position. I guess I was just really.
so that happened.
I don't think I won any races.
It's consistency and it's showing up every week.
Yep, show up every week and finish in the top 5 pretty regularly like you did.
Hey, Joe, could you jump in the bar and go with this for a second?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. He turned down there in the middle of the straightaway, and I came up here a little bit, and then I tried to stay in line with these white lines and get ready to arc down low into the corner. And it's like on corner entry, he just went straight. Because if you look at all the other cars, they're turning in up there. Like, if you look right there at the line, that car up in front of me, and then if you look at when his left side tires hit the dotted lines, it's like that second set of dotted lines right there after the start finish line. So then I'm turning in at the same point right here, because that's that second. This is that second white line. So I'm turning in here and arcing into the corner, and I'm following the same path as the cars in front of me, while the car next to me is coming up the track. I don't know. I felt like I was doing good. I was really trying to get back into the top 10, and I felt like I got blocked big time. Yeah, I don't think we finished that race right. Or like, I mean, well, we finished the race, but I don't think we I don't think that last 10 laps was I don't think that last 10 laps was very good racing. I was trying to stay clean the whole race, and I was trying to race hard but clean the last 10 laps there, and each time I heard the spotter say car, you know, car inside or car outside. I'll save that replay. That's unfortunate.
That's really unfortunate. That's how our season ended. I was not expecting that. I was really hoping that we could put in a good run tonight. Not sure if penalties are coming for that aggressive driving there at the end, but we'll have to see. I feel like that doesn't warrant a penalty on my part, but we'll have to see if that gets considered being as dive bombing. Yeah. Alrighty then. Please stick around, guys. We're gonna go ahead and try to find somebody to raid. That race did not go as well as I had hoped. Let me go ahead and switch my audio over super quickly here. There we go. Let me try to find somebody for us to raid. Signature Esports is streaming, yeah, it looks like Signature Esports is streaming right now, some dirt lane model racing stuff, so let's go ahead and let's go raid them. Real quick, we'll give Signature Esports a raid, so I can get out of here. I gotta go make supper and everything else and get ready to eat. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give Signature Esports a raid. Thank you to Twitch for giving me a place to race. Thank you to YouTube and Twitch for giving me places to put content out on. Thank you to Texas Speed Sim Racing, the team that I'm on. Thank you to BRL, Bootleg Racing League for letting me race with them tonight. Super grateful. It's a great league, run by great admins. We had some issues there in the last 10 laps that I don't feel like was right, but yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and thank you to all my followers, all my viewers, all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support. Fucking love you guys, and hope to see you guys next time. let's go ahead and start this raid, and yeah. I will be back again tomorrow for some dirt racing stuff over at the People's Dirt League. Yeah, have a good night, and thank you everyone. I fucking love you guys, and hope to see you guys next time.